Got it. Got it. Green light. I'd like to call the meeting to order and start with the pledge. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Here, Frank Reynolds.
Here.
Karen Carbone.
Here.
Travis Woodward.
Here.
Lloyd Dam.
Here.
Take a look at the review of the minutes of our last meeting, which was last December. Haven't met often lately for sure. The only topic on that meeting was Navy Point property located there and some temporary buildings that they were putting in for cocktails and bands and stuff like that. That was approved. And we made them, had to give a variance of 9 feet on one side, which were approved. Are there any questions to the minutes as written? I have a motion to accept them.
Make a motion, we accept them.
Second.
Seconded.
We don't have much for the regular meeting. I do want to acknowledge the loss of two of our longtime members, John Kana and Larry Barone, who both died unexpectedly this fall. And also welcome new to the board, Bill Studley and Karen Carbone. Well, welcome.
Thank
you.
No plus.
You're official now.
Official what?
New business. Take a look at us. Is he in attendance?
I am. Yes, I'm zoomed in here.
Okay, so we're looking at a setback for you for a treehouse. You want to take a couple minutes and explain to us what you're looking at doing?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we purchased 400 and 402 Edmund Street, both of those lots, and I want to put a tree house for my children. And the trees kind of straddle both of my properties, both 400 and 402. So the issue was that technically it's straddling property lines. However, I do own both sides of those property lines.
Okay, and I think we're looking at 2 variances, correct? You have a height variance and a setback variance?
That's right. I think the height of the tree house is about 7 feet, and it'll be about 6 feet off the ground. So that exceeds the height variance as well.
Yeah, because I think the information you sent me, it was going to be about 14 feet.
Yes, that sounds right.
Indicated?
Yes.
Okay.
The decking is about a foot.
Okay. And then you need the variance because we have 2 property lines to put the tree house in there.
Correct.
Discussion. The issue is variances obviously travel with the property and so forth. And so generally they're a permanent thing. you know, the easiest way to do it would have been to combine the two properties into one lot. Okay, but that wasn't an option you chose to look at?
I would not, I guess I don't know the implications. I thought the easiest would be to allow me to, the treehouse to understand it straddles both sides. I mean, what would that process be? I guess I'm not really sure what that means.
That would be filing with the county clerk to make it one parcel of land rather than two separate plots. Okay, so you wouldn't have two lots anymore. You would have one large lot. I guess you'd have to determine if you were ever going to get rid of them, how were you going to do it, and what the ramifications for that would be. Well, basically, if you want to sell one, you just have to come back and split the property again. So that would eliminate the setback variance. Now your height variance, I would like to get that closer to the 12-foot limit if possible.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the structure. I'm about 6'3". I would like to stand up in the treehouse and making for my kids. Yeah, I mean, how high I suspended off the ground, I just don't want to hit my head either. So that's why I was getting that 14 feet, so I could walk underneath it as well as be in the treehouse. That's where that number comes from.
Right, but the peak to be in zone has to be no greater than 12 feet. Okay, and that way you wouldn't need a variance for the height. Okay. So if you could either lower the ceiling a little bit or the roof line a little bit, and maybe shorten the legs a little, then you might be able to come up with that 2 feet and make it work for you.
What is the thought behind this 12-foot number? I mean, it's 2 feet difference. Because again, I want to be able to walk underneath that, not hit my head, and also stand in it. So that's sort of giving me like that 14 feet. It seems like kind of arbitrary.
I understand, but for outbuildings, they can't exceed, without going for building permits and so forth, they can't exceed 120 feet square, nor be greater than 12 feet. And I think that is primarily due to line of sight, but they want to, and we want to allow you a building that you can get into a shed type thing without everyone needing a permit for it, if you will.
Okay.
So,
But is this meeting we're at is so that I could potentially get a permit to put the treehouse that I want to build, correct?
correct. And we're looking at giving you variances, and we could give you a variance on one, both, or none.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. My thought, and I'd like to hear some from the rest of the board as well, if they have anything to say, is that if we give a variance, it would be for the setback, okay, on the property line. Probably not the height. And with the understanding, and the variance would be attached to both your properties. And should either or both be sold, the variance vacates or expires, and the treehouse has to be taken down.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it goes to what you just said. It's not a permanent structure.
Well, it could be. The variances are generally, they go with the property.
Right.
What if we were to do this, I would be looking to put conditions upon it where it would not go with the property.
What, Kyle,
Yes.
this is Bill Studley.
Hello.
What is the width of those lots? Like
Oh,
402
100.
and
Yeah, it's 120 by I think 240. So 120 from Edmond Street back to my back neighbor, and then I own the corner lot, so I have no one on the other side, which is where my house is, and then 402 is 240.
oh,
And it just so happens that the three trees that I'm trying to put this tree house is right there in the middle. There's not really any other mature trees other than those.
right.
Yeah, there's the big pine trees right behind your house.
Yep.
Sort of, yeah.
Kyle, is it possible to lower it by 2 feet and then meet the variance or meet the height requirement?
I would, yeah, but I feel like I'd just be hitting my head all the time going in and out of it.
No. I mean, lower it toward the ground as opposed to shorten the height of the structure.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is a possibility. I could do that. My hope was, so the treehouse is like it's plywood and 2x4s. It's gonna look nice. Let me tell you, it's gonna look nice.
Right.
But it's on a deck, and so the deck is, I could absolutely do that. I could lower that, but every time I go into it to play with my kids, I'm gonna have to duck down and kind of crawl up this thing. Versus the way I envisioned it is just walk right up to it and climb up the stairs.
So,
That's with the 6 feet or whatever I have the number.
and then your house, that's probably 35 feet high,
Probably, yeah.
and you're requesting 14 feet high for the.
Correct.
So line of sight would only be.
It would
how
really,
far
and
in-
it's right next to my house.
How deep from Edmond Street are the trees?
Uh,
They look like they're not quite in the middle of the lot.
Probably.
50 feet, yeah.
across.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're kind of the trees are kind of tucked away behind my house, and I'll in the spring I'll be requesting another thing. I'm gonna put a fence, to also obscure the line of sight as well on that other lot, because right now it's open. That'll be a project in the spring, I'm thinking. But right now it's basically the tree house is tucked kind of back behind my house.
Floyd Dame. I have a question. I come down by that way the other day and I looked out back to see what I could get an idea as to what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
And I noticed this large, I don't know if it's a dog house or it could be a kid's house. It's large dome thing in the back of the yard.
That's the
It's
tree
all
house.
made and everything. Is that
Yeah.
part of,
That's the tree house.
is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, is that gonna be,
Up on stilts.
that's gonna be on stilts?
Correct.
And the stilts are gonna be how high?
I was hoping they'd be just over 6 feet, so I wouldn't bump my head going underneath it.
Okay, so we got 6 feet. What's the height of that?
It's about a foot taller than I am, so it's about 7 feet. I guess I didn't take a ruler from the top, but it's about 7 feet from top to bottom.
And you're putting it on
On a 7 foot?
well, you're putting it in the tree on a 6-inch cross beams.
Correct.
Is that what you're-
Correct. Yep. A little deck.
What do we think, folks?
I mean, it's well below the roof line of the house by about 18, 19 feet. I don't know that it's going to obstruct anybody's view
No, it's
for
really,
2 feet.
yes. Well, and it's in 30-foot pine trees too.
Yeah. And the structure is not permanent, so.
Correct.
Well, the variance will,
And you could put to a condition that,
we'll put the condition.
Right. that if, right, Kyle wanted to, it's not permanent. He
Well,
wanted to sell that lot.
Yeah, I would
Right.
just take it down.
We
I would
just
take it
have
down.
to move it or
you have to take it down.
the kids
Yeah.
grow up. They won't need
There'll always be kids.
That'd be your doghouse.
So, I'll make a motion that we grant the variance with the condition for both height and setback, with a condition that the variance be attached to both properties. And should either be sold, the variance expires and the treehouse must come down.
A second that.
Paper?
Aye.
Aye. You got a treehouse.
Oh, awesome. I appreciate you. And whenever it's
wanna come
done, you
over
guys
for
are
the
all
open
welcome to come
house.
by and check it out.
Okay, you'll be able to pick up your paperwork. Probably, I'd look at it next week, but tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
All righty. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Kyle. Say that.
Okay.
Lucky you married somebody short. I could walk around underneath that.
If we go, we won't have to worry about hitting our heads, right?
I don't know.
Walk under that at 4.
You can walk under that with me on the shoulders.
Oh. Erica's not here tonight. There.
No.
Somebody representing her? Oh. All right. Oh. Take it up anyways. So we have a second application for 113 Bayview Place. It's Z2546. And it's regarding a setback variance for a carport, which will butt up to the property line of the adjacent property. And from the diagram, I look at it, it appears that the building, the peak of the building will be 26 feet. It's fairly high,
I think it looked like it matched the roof peak.
your roof line.
Yeah.
Yep. The property sits in a historical district and also a PDD. And so, need to take a look at, now she did have a letter from a neighbor indicating they had no reservation. But I'd like to hear any questions or some input on.
I may.
You may.
This gentleman that did the treehouse came with renderings.
I thought you sent us one.
I haven't been able to make
This is what we,
tails. And then this was another one we got.
Oh, that's what I saw.
And I honestly, I mean, I don't see it. I mean, I look at the house every day and I've snow blowed it for 20 years. I don't get this or this.
well, it looks like it's
Definitely not
it's
that.
gonna come off at 26 feet off the roof line of her house. But doesn't she have a room above the garage
Yes.
with a window?
Yes.
And so if you put a 26-foot structure, then that takes the natural light out of that room?
Is it coming off the back of the house towards Brady?
No, it's coming over the side to
coming over
cover
the
the side driveway.
Okay, so you know where she has a driveway that goes all the way through.
Yeah.
So it's going to come right right off from her garage.
So it's gonna come, because it says 16 by 20
It's
feet.
gonna go right to the property line.
So well, I guess 16 by 20. This is the side of the house. This is her
Right.
side driveway. It comes off so this is her garage. It comes off the side of the garage and covers over the driveway, the side drive.
It
So
says ramp.
the ramp is
That's
where her
underneath.
dog walk is right now.
That's underneath. It would be underneath the new
That is
structure.
where, yeah, that's gonna be a ramp under where the dog walk currently is with the fencing.
So so it's just going to butt up against, or is she gonna have to go up, tie up into the?
Yes.
She's gonna have
It's gonna
to,
tie into her existing building. And it's going to come almost off the roof line, a little bit below it, I think, and extend all the way out to the property line. And then it's going to have a full facade and stuff. The structure is going to be oh, I can't see what her height is. Her height to the peak
Down
is
there.
26 feet, but I can't, thinking the height to the bottom of the structure is 16. It's really not clear.
no, it's not.
And
She's got
despite
888. So
comments
24.
saying that it's not going to obscure any views. If you put a building that high and put a vehicle in it, then you're obstructing the view. But you aren't seeing through there because the lots there are pretty narrow.
Yeah.
They're only 85 feet.
Right. So you have your 15-foot variance on both sides and that's it. Basically.
I think in those houses, Dave, you might know, are they 7.5 feet on either side?
No, they're
They're 15? They're all 15,
for the driveway and stuff. Yeah.
but 15 from the driveway to the house.
No, from the property line to the garage or the house. Yes. Yeah, that's 15 feet.
So this is gonna go up,
That's going to go right.
and it's gonna have a pretty steep pitch.
Correct.
If it goes
Oh,
up
but
20.
Not if it's 24 wide. Right, so it's gonna
See
be,
this?
yeah.
I think, I hate it.
16 feet. Well, how, I mean, it's gonna be like.
Yeah, it's gonna be
No,
like,
it's,
fuck.
Yeah. it's coming off,
Coming-
the peak comes off the side. So it looks like the peak is facing the neighbor. The side neighbor.
Right. Her garage is coming off with the peak.
So the gable end is facing the side neighbor.
Oh,
Gotcha.
What is the pitch on that?
Well, so we think it's 16 high, but it's 24 wide. But I'm confused about the distance there,
right.
because if there's only 15 feet there.
And being new and being that it's in a historic overlay, we have to have samples of
Well,
siding and material.
she's
It's
already
command.
presented. I talked to Janet Quinn. She presented that to Janet at the meeting. Go ahead. Yes.
Just a question. So if you were building a home, right, 'cause this is gonna be attached to the home, so it becomes part of the home.
Correct.
You're building a home, those lots, you
Mhm.
not have to have, what are the requirements to follow?
You have to have a 30-foot setback from the front.
I'm talking about the plans for the actual.
The requirements, they vary for the lots. The house has to, it can't be, I think, any more than 36 feet and
I think what William means is there an architectural drawings, renderings with a stamp. I mean,
The empty lot, so Bill's got an empty lot right now. So
Right.
if somebody were gonna build on that lot,
Mhm.
what would be the requirements to file for a building permit on that lot for a home structure?
Well, they would,
This is in essence gonna be a home structure once it's tied.
well, it's going to be part of the home structure, yes. And that's why she needs a variance, because the structure can vary. You know, you can look at the architecture from Mike's place down on the water to yours, to Bill's, and there are various structures. The bigger thing is the setback requirements, okay, from both sides, and height requirements, building materials, because they have to be period, and so forth.
So that goes to my question.
Okay,
Does she provide a bond, materials?
she provided that to Janet. Which
To
is the
planning
planning
board.
board. See, what would generally happen is it would come to the planning, so she went to the planning board. It get kicks to the ZBA.
Because of the
Because of
variance.
variance. She needs that setback variance because according to the rule, the regs for the village, you have to have 15 feet. Okay. She doesn't have it. And so it comes here. If we don't approve it, it just dies. If we do approve it, it goes back to the planning board generally. Janet has already approved it, so our variance would, if we approve the variance, then it would be permission for her to go ahead and have it built. So right now, she has approval for the materials and the fence, but she doesn't have
The variance.
she doesn't have the variance, so the project doesn't go forward except for the fence at this point.
some picture of the parcel.
That answer your question?
I guess I'm just trying to picture because I didn't know that she applied for a permit. And obviously it affects the lots that are around there.
Right.
I don't know about that. I got the notice this week, or I guess in the last week, the year. Zoning.
Yep.
So I'm trying to picture, she's directly across from us. I'm just trying to picture when I drive out my driveway. It is a different side of the street. Look at the end of the street.
Well, the loose drawings that I look at, it would be just an extension. It would almost be a third stall on the garage with no walls. My concern is more the not have it obstructing views and so forth in the neighborhood. And if you issue the variance for one, then what happens when the next one comes up and now all of a sudden you have a set of row houses rather than individual houses in there?
Isn't it?
No walls.
So it's probably a carport.
It's a carport.
So I know that's not for this meeting, I guess, I don't want to ask that, but for the, it's too, but when we bought those properties, there's a whole set of list of you can do this and you can't do that.
Correct.
And I'm pretty sure carports and boat storage were not allowed.
Well, boat storage is allowed for, as long as you use the boat, each year, you can store it on your property. Preferably out back. Or if you don't have the ability to put it out back, you can put it in the side. But if you do a long-term storage and it's not going seasonally into the water, then that or trailers, like mobile trailers and stuff like that, have to be stored elsewhere.
That was just actually when I bought the property, I was told the RVs and some of the property.
Yeah.
That used to be.
Yeah.
What did it used to be?
It used to be the law that you couldn't have any RVs, boats, anything sitting on your property.
I think that's in our.
Yeah, and our.
That's in our PDD.
Yeah, you must have a separate
Right.
one.
Well, yeah, the PPD. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't have basketball hoops. Can't have an air conditioner out of a window facing the road. I mean, they're pretty extensive.
You can't have clotheslines, you can't have certain fences.
Yep.
But did the whole planning board vote on this or just Phoenix?
No, but they didn't vote on the variance. They can't do anything unless a variance is granted.
Prove that she could do
They
it?
got site plan approval.
They did the approval for the fence, which was gonna probably go through anyways, as long as it meets the historical thing and the height requirement. And the building materials, they were okay with those. But they can't issue an approval without a variance. Okay.
On the fence. How far from the property line on the other side?
It can pretty much be right on the property line, except if it's a wooden fence, then the finished side has to be going to your neighbors.
Well, I know when we put our fence up, they said you really didn't want us to do the extruded aluminum, but they said if you put up a 6-foot stockade fence, that would be accepted.
But only
In hindsight, that would be all over the neighbor's lawn as soon as the wind came up. So that wasn't a lot of
so
good thought went into
it's
that.
basically putting in the same fence that she has for her dog run right
Does
now.
it attach, where does it attach to the house? She's gonna have a double
It's going to come off,
fence.
I thought it just extended down the side,
it's
but we
going
didn't
to.
approve the fence, so.
The fence, I think, is
Just a
dotted line.
continuation.
well, I think she's closing that off and turning that into a ramp or whatever, I don't know. And then the fence is gonna go across the front yard and then come back to the house.
Gotcha.
So she's gonna have the front yard on Bayview fenced in.
Fenced.
So. But
So she didn't need a setback for that?
no,
She was meeting setback.
she meets the setbacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is those things you can't have the fence past the front of your house.
I don't remember on that.
Because when we bought, I asked about fences in front of your yard.
Yeah, our neighbor put a fence in and he couldn't go past the front of his house. He couldn't encircle his house with a fence.
She's not gonna encircle it, but it's gonna.
I think she is. She's going across the front.
Yeah, but it's not gonna go across the back where her garage entrance is. I think it's gonna come back across, and
She's gonna have her dog run, come all the way around the front of the house and down the side.
correct.
Bayview front, they're gonna have, it's on Bayview front?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm guessing. Most I can tell from this.
The planning board's already approved that, so that doesn't need a variance if the planning board.
The planning board approved our board with no wall.
They can't approve it because that needs a variance. The fence doesn't need a
I'm
variance.
talking about the building itself.
Okay,
Building itself. I know it was the variance.
correct.
But the building itself, all that has been approved already.
The materials have been approved.
And the building, so what
No,
else?
she can't build. You can't build anything.
Without a variance.
Without a variance.
Okay, you get the variance.
Mhm.
Is that carport approved? If the variance is approved?
If the
Yes.
variance is approved, yes.
So she's got a carport with no walls, so whatever she puts in it, anybody can bathe.
Well, and that's what this hearing here is
I
about.
don't like the idea at all. I was under the impression that the Bayview side and the side was gonna be covered. And you just have the driveway side wasn't gonna be.
The through driveway, you're gonna come off her garage, or what she proposes, is come off her garage and put that carport there. Okay, and that's what she needs a variance for. If she doesn't get the variance, nothing happens with that. Oh, the only thing that happens is the fence. Okay.
like being new to the area, is there an appeals process? So if the variance gets approved here, it's only what the other committee approved? Because if you all approve the variance here,
Mhm.
then there's a carport, which means Billy can put in a carport, I can put in a carport, Dave can put in a carport, it would take away the historical value of that street.
Right.
And that's,
Mhm.
I know that's not for this meeting, but I'm just asking because.
Well, but the variance aspect is though, and those are things that go into play in determining whether or not a variance gets approved. Okay?
I just know in the past that it's been very strict to, you only have white painted windows, you can't go near.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of things to get on that street to get inside.
Right, right.
And there's a carport, to me, it says, well, we don't care about anything. I gotta have white painted windows, putting in a carport certainly much.
Well, especially if she's storing a bolt there and not a car. You know,
Got it.
you're gonna look at a bolt all the time, say, yeah, that's great.
And doesn't it say in
The
the,
other thing I don't like either is, and it never really, you know, kind of pisses me off, but I don't, you know, I'm picking on her, and she's not here, but I don't like that canvas she's got either. I think that looks like a goddamn camp.
yeah,
You know, you try to do a decent job on your property, put money into it, and then you got that, stuff like this happens.
Okay.
yeah.
I
I
would,
don't want my house, and nobody else wants their house devalued because of this kind of stuff.
okay. So is there any new critiques? If not, I'd like to close the public discussion and take a vote on whether or not to approve this as presented.
Well, no.
Did we present a vote on the table?
We have to,
Because I have a question.
okay,
My question is regarding clarification of this specific PPD. Because I've read it a long time ago. I haven't read it recently. And whether or not, and I guess I didn't even realize that she's part of Bayview, right? Which has special
Mhm.
rules.
well, her frontage is Bayview, but her garage is on.
She's in the overlay.
Yeah,
She is in the.
she is in the
overlay.
overlay.
And she's in the.
Yeah. So whether or not it specifies carports and the fencing and any of these details,
You have your.
I would like to have in front of me, and I can
I
pull them up.
usually
It'll
have
take
mine
me.
on.
Yeah,
Your zoning
I don't have mine either.
I have the zoning. I read through the zoning laws, but it would be specific to Bayview, a specific
PPD
law.
Wasn't in, yeah. I would have thought that if that was prohibited,
It would have come about in.
come up in the planning board. Off the top of my, I don't think it's.
It's not in that one. It's
It
its
would be
own
in-
law.
It would be in the.
Its own law?
It's its own, yeah.
Separate one?
Yep.
I didn't give us that one.
It's saying
It's
that,
on the website.
the Funny Side Circle is
Yeah,
another.
has it up their own too.
You know, plan development area. I am not 100% certain on.
Because
on
I'm just saying that if this is the case, then those items need to be included in the variance request.
Well, correct, but if we're looking at voting on the variance request, and it's only an issue if it would be approved. If you didn't give the variance, then that, the PPD, or PDD, doesn't, that provision wouldn't be impacting it because it wouldn't be approved anyways. It would give us another justification for not approving it.
I'm just saying that in my mind, that would be part of the variance request. If it were outside of,
Oh, I hear what you're saying.
so in my mind, if it's stated like that, it should be part of the application.
Correct. And nothing came back from Janet, because I asked her if there was any other concerns with it. And she said not from the planning board's standpoint. It was all in relations to the setback variance.
The setback.
I think that we heard some concerns from the neighbors. And they're talking about, what's going to happen next. Like you say, if you're going to have a patio there and it's full of junk or boats and all that sort of stuff, that's unsightly as far as I'm concerned in an area like that. And I think we ought to wait till we have some more information and get the stuff from Janet.
Yep.
Well, the only thing that I would take a look at would be the PPD. Okay, we can table this till next week or till December.
Mhm.
Okay, and reschedule a meeting. Do you have those on file someplace, Caroline?
They are on the website.
They are on the website?
Yeah, they're, I mean, you gotta look a little bit, but they're on.
So the planning board, they must have got, some of the requirements are, she got the materials list, right?
That's materials list.
Engineering drawings. You're adding 320 square feet and
Now,
you're tying into the structure. So it's not going to be a temporary structure.
But I guess the question is, Billy, is that the required for a new construction of a home versus an addition or whatever you would include this?
correct.
And those are the
Right.
things that we need answers.
Carport generally wouldn't need a engineer's thing.
Geez, well, even if we had some kind of a drawing, we got one on a treehouse. We got one that we at least could tell what it was.
Right, you said the post office. She needs a wind loading survey on that structure she's going to attach to the house, because if it's a carport, and I'm an engineer, and I've had to build buildings, and we're getting ready to do one at Knowlton's, I have to do a wind loading study on that. If that wind comes off, and Billy and Dave can attest, it accelerates against that cliff, it might be 30 miles an hour on the lake, it's 35 to 40 up there. And if she gets uplift in that, it's going to take that carport with it. And that wind cuts right between Billy's house and my house, and that goes right into her house.
Wind tunnel.
She is dead in that tunnel. And Billy can tell, because he snow blows every winter over there, and snowing in between those two houses, it's brutal. That wind will take-
Swirls.
Yeah. I would worry, because that just popped in my head when we started talking about that. I think if nothing else, she needs to get somebody to do a wind loading.
Well, and I understand, and my keeping things on track, and I understand where you're coming from, is I'm looking at the 15-foot variance, 16-foot variance. And if that's not approved, then everything else doesn't matter. Right? Because the structure's not going to be built. You don't need the studies. You don't need this and
Right.
the other thing. So my question is, do we want to vote on the variance tonight, or do we want to request more information?
And I would like to request more information
Okay.
in case there's more that needs to be requested.
Okay,
Yeah, something better than shadows.
okay.
And I think I would like to talk to Florence, her neighbor.
Okay, because she wrote there was a
Yeah,
letter
there was a letter.
that I don't see there was a
Yeah.
letter that she,
She said
sent
that-
in from Florence stating that she didn't object to it.
Yeah.
But I don't,
This one.
Yes. On the property line. Sorry. But she wrote it in the affirmative.
Right.
Do they have to provide a reason like that this isn't a self-created? It says here, use of variance, submit the following document. If granted, will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood and the alleged hardship has not been self-created.
You know, that's kind of a toss-up type.
I mean, right, because you're saying, well, we want to build it just because we want it. Well, I'd like a pole barn on my vacant lot, but I'm pretty sure they're not gonna let me build one.
Maybe if it's a really nice one.
Maybe it's a nice- And I can walk under it.
Yeah.
But that would be my question. I mean, that's one of the stipulations for the use of a variance, as is written here.
Then I make a motion that we postpone this for 2 weeks. That will give us time to get the additional information. We want a clear, clear drawing of the proposed structure to include height.
How it's going to be anchored,
Right.
right? 'Cause even if those posts are anchored, still doesn't mean the roof's gonna stay intact.
I'm stating that.
Yeah,
Um,
it gets airplanes off the ground.
And the other thing was to consult the
PDD.
PDD.
Yeah, I second that.
Favor?
Right?
That yours.
You don't want
Where's
it?
that? No, we haven't.
Any other items for the good of the group? And motion to adjourn?
I second that.
Motion made and seconded. Right. They don't give you a gavel?
Yeah.
How do we know we're done?
Budget.
No, that's okay.
It wasn't in the budget.